Starting in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Protoss, known as the Son of a Beach. And in the top right hand corner we have the blue Terran. This guy is known as the Kobayashi Killer, aka the Tiberius Terran. So in this matchup we've got a 1v1 Protoss vs Terran, and with the new Wings of Liberty units there tends to be a lot of harassment from both sides, and we're going to see if we find it about any here, and it looks like we might, because we've got the Tiberius Terran going for an early gas as well as blocking off his main, which is usually a sure sign for harassment. He's got the Protoss looking around, and here we see an SCV hanging out after a scout. Let's see what he saw. Pretty much everything. And for the Protoss, he knows nothing. The beach knows none. Alright. And on the production tab, we've got a factory queued up, looking like we're going to get some kind of harassment. Ooh, just out of vision. And the probe's going to come up on through, gets blocked. Got a couple Marines moving out to clear out any probes. And they spot it, gets cancelled. At this point the factory's finishing up. We've got a stalker on the way for beach and 3 more gates. So without an expansion, that's going to mean either a 4 gate or a 3 gate with some robo and or air, one or the other. And the Terran is basically just building some Marines and starting with the Widow Mines. And, oh, the factory's been spotted. Here they go. Except, we've got that Widow Mine about to pop out. As it comes out, we get a quick burrow. And crushes that probe and does quite a bit of damage to that Zealot. And they've got a retreat. Got some Marines coming out on the map just looking for any kind of pylons. And now he comes back with some more shields and the Stalker. And here we have a Robo going down for vision, as well as researching Warp Gate. So now the Terran is going to land the factory in the base, sees some guys. And the Zealot and Stalker are in pursuit. Going to do a quick burrow, and they have to run, and now they're going to, yep, here he goes, going into the main, as well as, I believe, momentarily going to be producing another Widow Mine. They don't have high ground vision, they're taking some damage. Burrows in, and no damage. Oh, should not have gone up that ramp. Back at home, we've got a bunker, 2 racks, and in the worker tab we've got 28 to 21, so the Protoss is ahead, and we've got a few Widow Mines coming in. Ooh, there, down goes that that Stalker, warping in 3 more Stalkers, and the Robo's got vision here with the Observer, and ooh, 7 worker kills. That was not bad. So on the income tab, we are now dead even with 22 to 21 workers because of that 1 Widow Mine shot. We've also got a couple Stalkers dead, so in the unit loss tab, a little bit more for the Protoss. This was successful harassment. And it looks like this factory is going to go down. Could have gotten lifted, but it didn't. So it's pretty important now for a starport to come down before that factory gets destroyed. So we've got Stim, 2 Marauders, a starport, and second gas. On the income tab, it's roughly even, 25 to 23, except the Terrans got mules, so I believe the Terrans ahead at this point, and they spot another pylon. Kobayashi will not accept a loss. And he's crushing through these forces. Will he try to warp in some more units? No. And here comes the observer. Trying to check out what's going on. He sees a bio push coming. Except it's not coming, it's going. It is out the door. So what will Beach be doing at this moment? He is producing a mortal and 3 zealots, as well as taking another gas, which is going to help him get more immortals in a moment. Those are pretty expensive, 100 gas. Colossus 200 gas. And here comes the push out. He's got that observer trying to find those units. And he's got a good force here. Army values in favor of the Protoss now with that last warp in. And we got medevacs coming. Concussive shell and stim is almost done. There's a scan up, which means that force must be here. And he's about to take an engagement with more units streaming in. Oh, the Protoss is going to venture down. And here it goes. Stim is called. Ooh. Oh, going for that immortal. Got him. Big hit and pulls out. Will he get away alive? No. Should have tried those boosters. Oh, more forces. He's going to take some damage. And this looks like this medevac's going to go. Oh, wait, no. Booster rocket's in effect. This medevac will survive with 20 health left. That's not a lot. So, right now we've got another immortal in production. Gateways are not in use because he has no minerals. 32 to 27 and plus mules. Oh, bad rally on the medevac. And Kobayashi Maru is producing a Reaper. And that is about it. Getting his second up. Looks like both players are trying to get their macro in order. Oh no, actually in fact we've got Kobayashi double bunkering, afraid of a counterattack. And we see here that the observer gets full vision of the double bunker and the fact that there's quite a bit of workers going on here. So Kobayashi Maru is got his natural defense up, got his workers in progress, and it looks like the Protoss has shot up to 42 workers. But with mules all working, it's going to be pretty close. And medevac getting re-rallied. Yep, 14 to 11, so it's fairly close. It's a little bit favorable for the Protoss. Terran's macro is a little weak. Not enough SCVs being produced at one time. Got more starports coming. Decent force. 2,000 to 1350. Oh, here we go. We've got some warp gate harass. Warp prism harass. Let's take a look at Kobayashi Maru. On the mini-map. Will he spot it? There, it's incoming. Oh, he does! And
our SCVs are under attack.
oh, pulls probes. One probe lost. And looks like he's got all of his forces incoming, assuming there's going to be another push. But there isn't. And it looks like he's going to lose 3 probes in that for 4 Stalker, 4 Zealots. Pretty good reaction time there. Drops a ton of mules. Protoss up to 55 harvesters. Takes a gold base. Double gas, although he's not really gassing. Looks like he's going to go for a very greedy gold base. This could work out very well. And dropping a pylon for some more harassment possibly. Or just to keep tabs on that base. Checks the third, sees nothing's up, so he knows he's going to be ahead right now. With all those mules down, it is still pretty close, but definite advantage for the Protoss here. In the army value, the Terran's catching up. It's got a pretty decent bio force. +1/+1 on the way. Combat shields. +1/+1 on the way, and charge for the Zealots. And we've got our first Colossi out. War Prism's taking a look around. Maybe you're going to do some more harass. Or not. So both players... Oh, here we go. Taking another gold. Doing a double gold. Really, really greedy. He's expecting the Terran to turtle for quite a bit to do this. Or either that or he thinks his army can take out the Terran army at all costs. Here we go. Got some call downs. And here they come. We've got 2 Vikings out. And we've got 2 more at a time on the way. Sends out a unit just to see what he's dealing with. It looks like the Terran did see the Colossi, and he's going to send the Vikings out to do some damage. Have to avoid those stalkers though. Taking a look around and finding the couple stalkers protecting those Colossi. So he's going to know how important those Vikings are going to be. Army values in favor of the Terran at this point though. He's been producing a lot of units, not a lot of army. That's why it's 80 harvesters to 40. Incredible. And yet still only not quite even double the advantage. But this is really going to work out well in the long game for the Protoss. Unless the Terran can do some significant damage. The Terran's army is getting big, and the Protoss is warping in units as well. Coming out, taking ownership of this gold base. 3 workers, 3 workers, 3 and 2, 3 and 3. Okay, he's got his gas back up and taking a 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5th base. Wow, this is incredibly greedy. He really feels like he can hold this. And the Terran is pushing out. I feel like if the Terran doesn't do some significant damage right now, he is going to lose this game. Protoss has just been incredibly greedy here. Vikings coming out first. And here we go. Vikings streaming in first, taking a lot of damage. Also killing 1, 2, almost 3. Yes, 3 Colossi. And the 4th, and there was not a lot of damage done by those Colossi in this entire engagement. Looks like the Terran's got a little bit of a bottleneck issue here. Moving in, stimming, crushing his forces. And more units streaming in. Bunch of Marines streaming in here. Mothership core is going to do nothing. Alright, so both the forces have been demolished. Terran rebuilding. And he's going to take out a bunch of probes, and now the 4th base is going down. We've got a Colossi coming out and a Dark Shrine. Ooh, I guess he feels like he's behind when behind Dark Shrine, or really he's just much ahead. Oh, a lot of probes going down. He had 80 probes at one point, he's down to 70. Oh, that was a key snipe. Let's take a quick look at that. Spots 2 High Templar with Storm available, but not enough energy. Takes him out. 45 workers killed, bringing the worker count back down to 60 to 50 plus mules. And the Terran, his income is huge at this point because he's got all of his mules working on 2 base, as opposed to the Protoss had to send all of his units back. Not even mining. Could have sent him to the 3rd, effectively the 6th, but. Alright. Looks like the Terran knows there's got to be another expansion if those other 2 golds were taken. Going on over here, a little bit of worker fighting. More units streaming in. Does a scan to see if the army's up there, and they're not. Army value is in favor of the Terran, but more importantly, all of those Colossi were killed. There's only 1 left. It's a very Zealot heavy army. This could really chop up the force though. No Stalkers in the mix. He's got to know versus this many Marauders. He's going to be in bad shape. Oh, this is a really clutch move right here. So Kobayashi Maru sends in 2 Vikings first, already doing damage. This Colossi might get no shots down on the primary army. He gets none, just takes out 2 Marines. So it's basically... Oh, here we go, another Colossi, but the Vikings know it's here. So it's basically a handful of Zealots versus Stim Marine Marauder with Medevac, and the Vikings are going to take out that Colossi. Look at them microing back. A lot of damage coming in. Zealots are melting. Colossus will not get a single good shot off on this force. Ooh, a little missed micro there. But it looks like the Zealots will fall. They've done a good job of chopping up this army though. Only problem is 3,000. That's not good. That's a huge force. Oh, there was some DT harass. Let's take a look at that. So while this engagement's going on, here we go. So it wasn't just those Zealots in the main. It was in fact the Zealots in the main, Colossi, and using this Warp Prism to send in a Dark Templar. So he did get some use out of that. Let's take a look at Kobayashi Maru's vision. Taking damage. You can see down here, whether he's noticing it or not, there's definitely some damage at his main base. I hit the stop key to get those guys from stopping to run. Okay. I see what happened earlier. So, Kobe Marshall's vision. When he's coming in to do some damage. Gets +2/+2 on the way. This is when he was going in to take the second expansion. That he's starting to lose probes here by the DTs. So build a bunch of turrets. Make sure these units are taking out that base, and then re-rally some of his units. Gets a scan down. 4 DTs, killing tons of workers. That looks like 10 to 15 workers. Oh, but he gets a guy in, 2 Marauders in, and that was some really solid DT harass. But is it enough? Because it looks like when we get back to this battle that these forces are not going to live. This Terran took us a lot of damage. Another bit of DT harass. And starts remuling.
Mineral field.
It looks like he's got the force to kill this. Where is his bio army? Look at this. Takes out 1, 2, 3. Takes out 4 full expansions, and look at all these units streaming in. Where were these? Right here, protecting the base.
Upgrade.
Can't hold them alone.
Stims them all to get him there real quick. Probably a bad move, but 4 medevacs, he can probably afford it. Especially since he's trying to end the game right now. And yeah, he took a lot of hits. There it is, one more stim, moves in. Oh, does some kiting of the zealots. Medevacs are going down. He's got just such a big force here. Although it's fairly even army value. Now that all those medevacs and Vikings are gone. But the issue is production. HotS is producing nothing. Terran's producing units still and has wiped out the rest of the other units. Even Burrow's Widow Mine comes in, more units streaming in. They're almost dead, but he's got some fresh units.